just in last Ramadan, Qatar's population is, I think, is under 2 million, local population.
Right.
30% to 40% of the population, including Kuwait, is obese.
Hmm.
And on the first night of Ramadan, of fasting, they had a large portion of the population coming into hospital for overeating. When they broke their fast, they overate, was admitted into hospital.
Sure.
Again, everything is so accessible.
Yeah.
Everything is given.
Yeah.
So I don't need to do anything. I don't exercise. I do nothing. It boils down to what someone told me. For some, money is a curse.
Yeah.
So you spoke about GMOs. I want to talk about that. I mean, I know from an environmental perspective, GMOs to me are, from you got a few perspectives. The humanitarian perspective, they say, well, we need areas that are arid that can't grow these kind of crops. We need to be able to grow them, and these are drought resistant, for example, crops. So that's why you need these to be genetically modified so that we find the best sources of DNA and then put it together and it grows in a place like a desert, so that you can feed those people in Africa that you say are starving. So that's their concept. From an environmental perspective, we worry about the biodiversity because it's the general ecosystem that relies on these plants and now has completely been destroyed, from the bees to the flowers, the butterflies, to all of these insects and rodents that would normally consume portions of this would not be able to eat it anymore or get the nutrients to survive that they would. But now you talk from a human health perspective. And how does that affect the human health?
So generally, in a nutshell, not getting too deep into GMOs, genetic modified food increases a lot of estrogen in the body. We all have estrogen in our body.
This is proven science.
Yes.
Okay.
GMO. And there's a lot of sicknesses amongst kids and stuff for that, asthmatic. There's a whole range of stuff. I mean, it's online. There's nothing hidden. And we all have estrogen in our body. Males have a certain amount, females have a high amount. So now when we not eating the correct food and we're buying quick stuff, GMO products, the estrogen increases in the body. Estrogen increases body fat. When you inside increase,
Does that lower testosterone?
no, so it takes over. So at a certain age, yes, our testosterone does drop. But when you're young in our prime, then we start getting, so say testosterone is here for the male, estrogen is here. So now when you're pumping in these foods and neglecting yourself, then that still stay that up until a certain age. But then when this comes up, you're getting more of the effects of what estrogen does. So generally, a primitive male will have less body fat than a female. Female will have body fat. Female are more curvy. So when the estrogen increases, the body fat increases, the hormones increase. So we become tired, become lethargic, then suddenly the libido drops. That's where the problem comes in, especially in today's time. So when the estrogen goes up, the body fat tissue, the breast tissue, the tiredness, as I say, the lack of libido, mentally, there's no drive. So if you look at that in an average person, average adult, and you look at kids, if you look at kids today, because of what they're eating and because of what their parents are feeding them, the obesity in kids is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, my heart goes out to them because I've been there. I've known the psychological, emotional, physical damage that it does to your body.
Yeah.
And you look at our times we're living in. It's quick, fast work. There's no time. I'm not going to sit and go look and steam some vegetables and some chicken. It's like quick meals. Husband and wife both working hard, getting home late. So you can understand that. And it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I can't just tell a client that is in that situation. No, it's wrong, and you got to do this. And no, you got to say, okay, how can we adapt your way of life? Firstly, you have to make the first step. There has to be. You got to sacrifice.
Yeah.
In everything in life you want to achieve, you got to sacrifice. Okay. So you say, okay, I'm going to change from eating McDonald's regularly and move over to Nando's. It's a healthier alternative. And then if you look at, okay, what I'm giving my kids in their lunches, I mean, you got sugary drinks, you got Nutella sandwiches. A lot of them don't even drink water. I mean, if I go to the shop and I do shopping and you see the kids and you see the parents, if the kid's overweight, 99% of the time the parents are overweight.
Yeah.
And then I look into their trolleys, and you see what they buy. It says high sugar cereals, Cocoa Pops. Okay, all these high sugar cereals.
You don't mention names.
High sugar cereals are laced with sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, we were having just at the table, like the night before, there was the mainstream cool drink, and then there was another cool drink, which was a flavored water, carbonated flavored water.
Yeah.
And the mainstream cool drink had 18 grams of sugar per a 250 ml. 18 grams of sugar.
So I look at it as 18 grams is like the 5 gram teaspoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically 3.25 teaspoons of sugar, right? In a
That's
250
a sweet cup
ml.
of tea.
250 ml is basically
The
one
glass.
cup.
Yeah.
A 300, and then the carbonated flavored water per 300 ml was 6 grams of sugar. So that's 1 teaspoon and 3. So you can
You're getting the carbonation.
Yeah.
You're getting some flavor.
it's a better
Less sugar.
alternate. I'm not saying it's great for you. If you're having like half a glass, it's fine. But now if you're consuming 2 glasses of Coke, 2 cups, that's 500 mils.
Yeah.
That's 40 grams of sugar. Now, in a can, roughly there's about 40 grams of sugar. Now, if you're going to put 40 grams of sugar in a glass of water, you will throw up immediately.
Yeah. Gone.
If I'm not mistaken, the citric acid in the ingredient in the Coke prevents you from throwing up. And then your body goes through this whole cycle, and the liver takes in the sugar, the insulin spike, and then you're on this high with the caffeine and the sugar, and then it's a crash. And then with sugar, the body's like, okay, next one. There's a child psychologist, Dr. Norita Thump. She mentioned in her one Twitter tweet that sugar for a kid is as addictive as heroin for adults.
Oof.
Wow.
She put it out, and that's it. Factual.
And you see that. Kids without their sugar, they are running wild.
So you
I mean,
look
my
at-
sister in Turkey, she is super strict. She calls the sugar bugs. Do you want a sugar bug? You don't want a sugar bug, right? So don't have sugar. And those kids are now what, 5, 6, 7, they have not had sugar in their life. Birthday cakes, no problem. You make them sugar free. So they have their gluten stuff that they
Yeah.
can. But generally it's just sugar stuff that's added sugar. Just nothing. And she's living. I mean, it's a hard life. I would still. Like, I just know kids come, here's ice cream, here's a lollipop. Come on, man, be happy. And then
Look, yeah.
my sister's like, nope, nothing for them.
My approach to personal training and clients is a holistic approach. It's not about, if you want a 6-pack, yeah, we can train for a 6-pack. You want to run a certain time, certain speed, yeah, we'll train for that. But for the general public, balance.
Yeah, balance.
Balance equates longevity. Quick fixes are quick fixes. I've seen tons of people, wedding coming up. I've trained a lady for her second marriage. She was about 60. She lost about 6 kilos. She designed her dress for her body because her shoulders were lean and like a lot of definition. So she designed a dress to go up here. And she looked amazing for 60 years old. Go on honeymoon, come back, stop training for 3 months, picked up 10 kilos.
Sure.
So for an individual, you got to ask my clients, are you coming in for a quick fix? Or are you coming for a lifestyle change? I'm here to change your lifestyle for the better.
Yeah.
There's no quick fixes. If you want to lose 10 kilos in 4 months, do it yourself. Go to another trainer. Because I can't guarantee you that. I'll guarantee you feeling amazing in 2 weeks' time. You will be slightly stiff, but don't jump on the scale every day or every week.
Yeah,
your
that's true.
first priority.
It can be demotivating. Because you pick
100%.
up muscle sometime, right?
You didn't pick up weight in 2 weeks. You picked up weight over 10 years.
Yeah.
You can't expect to get back to your school days, my athletic days of looking lean in 3 months. Impossible. You take the best of drugs, the best of this, the best of supplements, you'll never get there. So don't fool yourself. The first thing, which I find with trainers, the first thing you got to say, it's a lifestyle change. Feel good, clean eating, balanced eating. You can have a chocolate, you can have an ice cream at the right time.
Yeah.
It's all about balance. And then by default, once you accept, okay, I'm not chasing the weight loss, I'm chasing feeling good.
Yeah.
Getting up, I'm more motivated, I've got more energy. I've got more energy for my family, for my kids, or for whatever sport I'm doing. My skin looks better. I get up in the morning, I've got no fog. Fog is high, dense carbs at night.
Ah, okay.
Heavy meals. You get up and then it's like coffee, to clear out the fog.
Yeah.
And okay, so feeling good, seeing a difference in your body, as in your skin-wise, your energy. And by default, the weight will fall off. By default. Your body's not going to consume 6 sweet potatoes. Because it's natural in the fiber, you're going to get full. But you can eat 2 large chips from McDonald's and you won't get full. Like, for the average, okay.
For a long period.
Yeah, you won't get full because it's processed. It's in out, you're going to feel tired and your body's going to crave more. Okay, so with regards to fruits versus fruit juice, a lot of people obviously drink fruit juice and we end up consuming more than what we require.
Yeah.
So if you look at, if we have to take out, say 5 oranges makes a glass of juice, okay? It's easy to drink that. A glass of juice is nothing. But try consuming 5 oranges. Impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
Because once it's squeezed out, the fiber stays in the fruit. It's the fiber that keeps you full. And say, whoa, enough.
And people say, I don't like that pits that are inside. I don't like
Yes,
it.
yes. So
But that's what's the one that's balance. You spoke about balance earlier.
that's it. That's
Right.
it. I'm not saying anything against fruit juice, but if you are having fruit juice, you can have 50 mils mixed with some ice water. Give it a bit of a dilute. That's fine. That's fine, but not a full glass. Because you also got fructose, which is natural sugar. So fruit over fruit juice.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to have, as I said, you got 5 oranges there, you most, maybe, I can probably push 2, but I'm full. I got the nutrients, I got the natural fructose and that. So generally, fruit over fruit juice. And the reason why you can't consume more than the average person of 1 orange because of the fiber. And when you're squeezing it out into these juices, all that fiber stays behind, you end up consuming more,
Yeah.
which is bad for you. That's where the balance is to come in. I did an experiment once with, I saw on Facebook, there's a guy who found a quarter pounder in his coat jacket. And the jacket was put away for about 2 years. And I was like, nah, this is BS. So I went and bought a
Wait,
quarter.
what happened? What happened to his burger?
No, he took it out and it was fine. Everything was fine, yeah.
Up to 2 years.
Yeah, he said it was about 2 or 3
He didn't
years.
eat it though.
I didn't see that part. I didn't see that part. And then the same day I went out, I got a quarter pounder and I bought a fries. And I left it in the cupboard, in the kitchen cupboard. And that time it was about, I think it was towards the end of the year, so it was quite warm in Cape Town. And every week I took a picture of it, I loaded it up on Facebook. And only after about 2 months, there was a like the 20 cents coin size speck of mold on the bun. Nothing with the patty, nothing with the chips.
No way.
Same.
No way.
Same. Looked the same. The chips never shrink. It looked the same. And then from the 3rd month, it started to give off a slight smell. That's when I threw it away. So it shows you, it's not just
So what does that mean exactly? Yeah.
the amount of preservatives, the stuff they use to preserve that. A burger normally goes fraught, like if it's lying out the whole day, maybe the next day it's gone bad. So this shows how fake it is. We see all the stuff in the US, but it's I bought it here, a local place, quarter pounder and chips. And the cheese was intact. It's still like flopped over the patty, you know?
That's a dairy product. That has to go off like the next day.
Is it
Normally the cheese in your fridge sometimes
Well, the
goes
question is,
Then the
is
question,
it a dairy
is it a
product?
dairy product?
off. Is it a dairy product?
You know, and
Did the vegetables go funny?
no, the lettuce went slightly yellow. Slightly yellow. I mean, you leave lettuce out for like 3 days in the
Yeah.
heat and it's gone. So yeah, that's just a heads up on
What we put in our system.
on the quarter pounders. Yeah,
So I mean, and the reason is why they do this, right? The bigger corporates is because the fact is that there's a demand for it, because people want to live fast lives and have these difficult lives, and they just want to grab something to eat, and it's the easiest to do so. That's fast food, right?
Yeah, I mean,
it feeds us, but it's us who the consumer. They're not doing it because they're seeing there's a need, there's a market, there's people wanting it. Why not jump
supply
into
demand?
it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's it's called a happy meal. You got your milkshake, you got your chips. When you go there, I mean, I've had it before. I've had it maybe like last I had it was when my son said, "Dad, I want to try this here," and this was like, I think beginning of last year or something, or the year before. I want to try this. People are talking about it at school and stuff, and I want to try McDonald's. So we took him there, and he had half of it, and he felt nauseous. And I explained to him, you see, most of what you eat generally is clean. So this shows you, It's only when you eat clean for a long time and when you have a certain takeout and you feel terrible, that tells you what you just consumed.
I watched a video not too long ago talking about the concept of a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's a con. Because the clown is there to make you happy and show you focus more on the clown than the actual product. It's a whole con.
Oh, it's a marketing.
It's a marketing ploy. It's a flippin' ugly clown.
There's one.
You're hating on Ronald McDonald, man.
You take it one step further. Besides that, a Happy Meal is called a Happy Meal because all that junk and that fat and that oil releases dopamine, releases a hormone in your brain that makes you feel good.
Right.
So you're happy for a couple hours and then you crash. Oh, wow. Now those happy hormones in your brain, besides dopamine, is released through exercise. So you get those who are addicted to junk food for that feeling. It may not be the quality of the taste of the food.
Yeah.
After that, I'm feeling amazing. Look here, generally, guys, people who are overweight are bubbly. You know, when I drive, I mean, from what I've seen, I'm not saying everyone, and I see someone next to me in the car and they, as they say, mashallah.
Chubby.
Mashallah. I don't know how is that mashallah. Mashallah.
It's a polite way of saying you're huge, bro.
But mashallah, nah.
Yeah, especially in Muslim homes,
Yeah.
when you have a bit of an oversized kid. Ah, mashallah, look at his cheeks.
But he's cute. Come on, man.
Look at his cheeks. But the kid is getting happy, the family is getting happy. Ah, leave him, he's looking so good.
Yeah.
With such pink, rosy cheeks.
And
Apart from someone has like an illness. Right?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, if it comes to illness, look, I think there's a small percentage.
Okay.
But generally, like a lot of overweight people I've met in passing, it's like, my thyroid. Oh, I got the hormone problems. Nah, eating fucking shit. You know what I mean? Put that pie down.
As I said.
Stop munching like a cow the whole day and grazing and saying, my thyroid. You know, my hormones. No, there's a certain percentage.
If you really want it,
those
you'll get it.
Who can say that should go to the process of eating clean, training for 6 months, doing everything to the best of their capability to win. And then say, okay, you know what, not happening. Went for a blood test. This is the problem. But no, don't run to the doctor first and say, okay. And then when people speak to you, because it's psychological now, you're a little bit embarrassed. Now you're amongst people and stuff and maybe looking slimmer than you. Just like, I know. I got this thyroid. You want to like throw it out there to cover yourself. Like, nah, she got a problem.
They'll feel sorry for me, be the victim.
Yeah, like, you know, exactly.
Yeah, it's okay for you to be overweight.
And the best thing for those people is super glue on the lips. You know, super glue.
Yeah.
Done.
So, I mean, look, I'm someone who struggled with weight loss all my life. Actually, I was born a very tiny kid.
Okay. Maybe
I'm one of those who've got an illness, right? A heart issue. But despite that, my parents grew me up to say, forget about it. Every time I would get an attack with my heart, for example, my father and mother were like, just forget. I come home, school, Dad, I got this. No, carry on, go play soccer. Continue to play soccer. Force me out there. I hated it at the time, but I saw the vision of the mindset that he was putting into my mind. Don't play the victim. Don't play the victim. Constantly fight this illness, even though he knew physically there was no possible way for me to fight it, right? Because it's a mess up with the heart and so on. But the fact is that it was a mindset that my mom and dad were putting into me. But anyway, nevertheless, I tried the cabbage diet, the soup diets, the water diets, the name it, right? I've injected myself, and at one stage I lost 32 kgs in 3 months. I was extremely sick after that. I mean, any flu will come, I've got it. Anything in the air, I'm getting it. And I did that for about 4 years that I kind of, maintained. And then I started working government. Then I became a proper government worker, traveling and so on. And I picked up all the weight again. And probably now I'm at the largest that I've ever been. But despite that, I've been trying various diets and so on like that. And there was one thing that you told me, right? So I'm now currently doing the intermittent fasting one, right? My cousin's done intermittent fasting with keto, and he's lost a lot of weight, right? But I can't do keto. I try keto, that eating, just without any breads and carbs, it doesn't work for me, right? So I said, fine, let me do this intermittent fasting for 12, 15 hours. For 16 to 18 hours a day. And then I eat a good portions of meats. And this is what you told me the last time, right? We met in Cape Town. You spoke about protein intake, and you gave me an equation, right? About how much of protein I should be eating. Just explain that for me.
Okay, so first, my question to you: why intermittent fasting?
Okay, so I heard it's a good metabolism booster.
Okay, how long you been on it for?
Now it's a month.
And how's the metabolism?
I don't know.
A month.
I don't
You
know how
should
do you
see the
test.
effect. Metabolism booster means should be hungry regularly. You increase your metabolism. That's what
Right.
it means. If I'm hungry regularly, I've got a high metabolism.
Yeah, because I got a slow metabolism, right?
So how is by starving yourself and then start eating at a certain time going to give you high metabolism? Now my thing is this: you're doing something. You are an intelligent guy,
yeah.
right?
Think so?
It looks it.
Let's prove it.
But by after 10 days,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen some results, why are you still on it? Your body works on a survival basis.
Yeah.
So if you want to fast, proven Monday, Thursday, the Sunnat fast,
Yeah.
do it like that.
Dry fast.
Everything, I swear by it, everything that we're doing now will go around and come back to the Sunnat way of eating.
No doubt.
Clean, healthy, balanced meals. Yeah, okay, if you're a sportsman, bodybuilder and stuff, obviously your protein intake is a bit higher.
Yeah.
But balance. Right. Fast twice a week. Eat junk on a Sunday, you fast a full Monday. Right. So for someone like yourself now, well, a lot of people are doing intermittent fasting, right? And then again, if it works for you, I'm not going to tell
Yeah,
you
how are
now.
they seeing results then?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was a mistake. Sorry. I kicked his leg. But
Okay.
mistake. Yeah, essentially.
So my question was,
Okay.
how come they seeing results then?
Okay. So the first thing that your body will lose is muscle.
Yeah.
Okay. So get to a certain age,
Water and muscle. Yeah.
water and muscle, right? So so how your body works is once the glycogen is like depleted, then your body fat will drop. That's why high intensity cardio is king of king. High intensity cardio, because you burn the glycogen.
So something
glycogen
similar,
first.
something similar
That's
to what
hit,
you
hit
did.
exercise.
Hit.
Hit.
Boxing.
King. Now, so someone like yourself, okay, I'm intermittent fasting, I get up in the morning, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to have my coffee. Your body wants something, some nourishment.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to, then you have, as you said, now you have a big portion of food at night.
In the afternoon.
In
Yeah.
the afternoon,
Yeah.
okay.
After but before 8 o'clock, I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah, but
so
that's eating anything.
No. I'm portioned rice because I'm also using what you told me about the whole protein thing, right? So it's a portion, right? A cup of rice in the evening. Lunchtime, it's generally no sandwiches, which I used to always have. Now it's just meat. So it's protein, there's chicken, there's fish, tuna, whatever it is I can in the day. The night, I'm having a portion of rice and meat. That's pretty much it.
So, if someone says to me, you know what, if I'm you wrong, this worked for me. I'll say, okay, cool. How did it work for you? So, okay, now I've lost weight.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll say, have you had a body fat test done, a body fat assessment done? I say, no, why? I say, because jumping on a scale is telling you how much weight you've lost.
Yeah.
That weight consists of muscle, water, maybe body fat. Okay, but from what you're doing. So I can cut down my protein, starve myself, eat one meal a day, because throughout the day you're burning off calories. So I am burning off some energy. And then I lost 7-8 kilos. I look at myself in the mirror, I just look the same but a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
So if that works for you, if that's what you want,
Is that your goal?
if that's your goal,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about toning or conditioning or picking up a little bit of lean muscle mass, then that's fine for you. I'm not
Right.
going to knock that. But if you're saying, listen, yeah, I want to lean out,
Yeah.
you know, I want this and I want that, then intermittent fasting, no. Then when you break your fast, then what are you having before supper? Or how many meals do you have after?
So it's 2 meals.
So what do you have in the first meal?
Then it's like whatever I had the night before. So if it was like some rice and chicken, I would just have the same thing.
Okay, and evening is a supper.
The supper again,
is
it's
made.
like lamb, beef, whatever.
And you say you've been on it for 1 month.
Yeah.
So you've been on it for 1 month, and you're so driven by it,
Yeah.
and you see no results.
No, I'm seeing results.
What result? What results?
So I'll give you like this is a bit looser. If you see.
So that can be a bit
Which was
looser because
tighter,
you did
right?
you change the way you eaten as well. You're not eating the same
Yes, you're
rotis
right.
and
Yeah. I cut all the
So
sweets, the
if you-
chocolate, the cakes, everything's gone.
So just by doing that, I can guarantee you that'll go down because that makes you bloated.
Right.
The gluten and the yeast and stuff like that now. So you have cut that out. If you just cut that out, you would have seen that result you're seeing now.
Okay, so what are you
And
saying?
at
You're
one meals a day.
assuming
3 meals a day.
You're assuming.
I mean, this is
You're assuming that it's the intermittent fasting. No, it's like guys who go on a juice diet. They eat terrible, and then suddenly they go on a juice diet and say, "Oh, I lost 10 kilos." No,
yeah.
if you just cut out the junk, you'll lose about 5 kilos.
Okay, so what are you saying? Let's give like if you saw me as your client, what is something?
Okay, I'll ask you. What
Don't give all away because people must obviously hire you.
Yes.
I'll ask you, what are your goals?
My
what are the
goals, I need
Yeah.
to lose 30 kgs.
That's it. You want to lose weight, or do you want to lose body fat?
Look,
It's a big difference.
ideally for me, it's about aesthetically how I look. I don't care about the
So
actual
aesthet-
kgs.
aesthetically goes
I just
further.
want to feel like I look good. Rather.
Aesthetically goes further. What's aesthetic? What do you mean aesthetically looking?
I'm
like?
not someone
Do you
who
wanna
wants
look-
the big muscles
No,
and stuff. I
no.
just,
Oh
I
my
just,
God.
it's just
typical,
me,
typical,
right?
typical guy comes to the gym.
Typical
You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I want to
yeah.
train.
You don't know what we'll say.
I want to train.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want to get too big. No, dude, you'll never get
You'll
that
never
big.
get big.
Dream on.
A lot of women say that as well.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
want to be big.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it'll take 20 years.
Yeah.
And you're not a pro athlete. So a lot of guys, because you know what's the problem? When we look at people around us that look in comments healthy, friends may know, we don't realize the determination, the dedication, the sleep, the eating patterns,
Yeah, yeah.
everything. You look at that and say, oh my God, I don't want to get big. I don't want to be that. But that took 20 years.
Yeah, you look at the end result. You don't look at what happened.
Yeah, you don't look at the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you suggest?
Okay, first I'll ask you, what do you like to eat? And then you give me a breakdown of, okay, I like eggs, I like meat, what type of meat do you like, or what type of meat you don't like. And I'd say high protein, low carb, minimal fat. Okay, so some people say, but I like oats in the morning. I like oats. Now, if you're looking at some keto people will say, yeah, but that's bad for you. Okay, it's bad for you, but it works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll say, okay, cool. If you say I like cereal, then I'll say, what cereal do you have? You say, okay, like I will never recommend any high sugar cereal, any high carb cereal,
Wheat Bix
or high GI cereal. Oats is like a medium GI. But if you say, nah, I prefer eating eggs, I'll say, well, I have some eggs, as in 3 eggs, with maybe a piece of meat, some protein, and maybe some fat, which is maybe some avo.
So 3 eggs and more protein.
No, you can three eggs fried is about 4 grams of protein. So 4 times 3 is 12 grams. Your body needs, for the average individual who's not training, a gram per kilo, a gram per 1
kg.
kilo. Yeah.
Right, that you weigh.
Yeah. So 1 gram times. So what's your body weight?
Do I need to say that?
Okay. So say you weigh 70 kilos.
Yeah.
You're gonna have 75 grams of protein. That's bare minimal.
Right.
And that's generally put out there for female.
And okay, and again, one like you're not people thinking that that's equal to like a,
Yeah,
a
like,
chicken
yes,
fillet.
yes.
Isn't one? It's not. It's not 100 grams of chicken fillet. Is not 100 grams of
No, so the
of
weight
protein.
and
That's
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
thing
yeah.
for people.
Yeah, yeah.
So 100 gram, it's cooked weight on a scale is 100 gram of meat,
Right.
not 100 grams of protein.
Because there's water and there's all things inside that already.
Yeah, so once it's cooked in your weight, so that 100 gram that's weighed on there, that flesh has between 30 to 35 grams of protein.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when you look at 75 grams, I need to equate that. If it's only chicken for the day, I need to have 2.5 breasts a day. And that's like bare minimal. I mean, it's more for a female.
Yeah.
So for a guy like you, I would say 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight, split up into 3 meals a day. Okay, there's no need to graze. Okay, some people, so you get ectomorph.
They say to keep the
endomorph.
metabolism going, you should graze.
So then again, it's not fixed. Carson.